Let's go over the requirements for a Smarter Measures assignment. If you click on Week 3 Activities, you'll see the first two things listed here. The 3.1 goes with the Smarter Measure assignment. There's information in this folder on the assessment. There's a website that you'll go to, the Smarter Measure website, and you'll take an assessment there that will ask you questions about yourself. It'll even have you take a timed typing exam. It will have you read a few things to see how fast you read and if you can recall what you've read. And all of these things apply to you being an online learner. So if you can't type very well, or you don't know your way around a computer, or you don't have enough time to devote to being an online learner, all of this assessment will point that out to you. So it kind of shows you where you're strong in being an online learner and where you're not so strong being an online learner. And then it gives you resources to become better in the areas where you're weak. So the first thing you'll do is come in here to the Smarter Measure website, which will pull up. Actually, I need to go back to this first part. Okay, this is what it will look like. Sorry about that. This is what it will look like when you click on that link, and what you need to do is click Log In as a first-time user. And you can see from the instructions provided in Blackboard that you need to choose Student from the User menu and A-State for the password. So let's do that. Username Student, A-State for password. When you do that, that will bring you to this page where you enter your personal information. So make sure you put in an email address, because it's going to email your results to you, and that's very important because you'll need it for the assignment. So you'll go through and do all the readings and the typing and answer all the questions, and it will assess you on several different areas to see if you're ready to be an online learner. So once you've taken the assessment and it emails you the results, then you'll be ready to do the assignment. So if you come back to Blackboard and click on the assignment, first things first, you can see that it's worth 90 points. I've got it wrong right here, but I'm going to change that. View the rubric and you'll see how you'll get your grade for this. We'll have 7 paragraphs total, and I'll tell you what I want in those in just a minute. But for those 7 paragraphs, you'll earn up to 60 points. And for grammar, you'll earn up to 30 points. So that's where you get your 90 points total for this grade. Okay, so pretty much the assessment asks you about these different areas right here. Like I said, you'll do a typing test, you'll read. It'll ask you if you're motivated, if you have a lot of things going on in your life like work and family, and if you have enough time to devote to online learning. All of that it will ask you about, and it will email you results that look like this. These are my results here, and you can just go through and view everything to see how you placed on everything. If you're placing down here in certain areas in the yellow or the red part, that means you need to work on those areas. So you can go through and read your results and see for each one of those 7 items where you fall in that category and if you need to work on it or not. About page 15, you'll see the appendix for each of these 7 areas. They have several different websites listed that are resources. So if life factors are preventing you from being a successful online student, here are a ton of websites that you can check out with tips on how to become better in that area. So you can see that for each one of the things that it evaluates. There's 7 total. So learning styles, there's resources for that. If you're a slow reader or you can't recall what you've read, there's resources for that. So it's all right here. And that's where you're going to type your paper, is on these items right here. Let's go back and look at that in Blackboard. So once you have your report and you've read your report and you see how you have done on it, you're going to type a paper in Microsoft Word. It's going to be double spaced, and there are going to be 7 paragraphs. You don't need an introduction paragraph. You don't need a conclusion paragraph. You need 1 paragraph on each of these 7 factors that have been assessed. I highlighted it right there for you. And what I want you to write in each paragraph is I want you to pick out one resource from each of these 7 areas and review that resource, and then give me a detailed summary of that resource in your 7 paragraphs. So for life factors, that's 1 paragraph. I'm going to go in here to my results. I'm going to find one of these websites that I really like that gives a lot of good information about how to become more successful in your life factors as in regards to online learning. So I'm going to go to that website, review it, and then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to write a paragraph that summarizes it, and I'm going to do that for each of these 7 factors right here for 7 paragraphs total. This shouldn't take up more than 3 pages in length because it is double spaced. We're just doing 7 paragraphs. You don't have to have the intro or conclusion. So we're looking for 3 pages or less. And really, I just want to make sure that you have detailed resources for all 7 of these things, and that you have great grammar, punctuation, capitalization, all of that. That's where you get your 90 points for this. So you would browse your computer and attach your file, your Microsoft Office or Microsoft Word file here. And you would upload it right there. This information right here that it's talking about, Safe Assign, is embedded in Blackboard, and that is a tool that we use as faculty to see if you have plagiarized your document. And we all know plagiarizing is copying word for word from another source and not citing that source. So if you go into these websites when you're doing your research and you copy and paste straight from that website into your paper, Safe Assign is going to catch that for me, and it's going to tell me that you have plagiarized that. And I'm going to see if you've cited it, and if you haven't cited it in the proper way, that's considered copying, and you'll receive a 0 for this grade. And I can decide at that point if I need to turn you into our administration to see if you need to continue your education here or not. This is all part of our academic integrity policy. We want to make sure that you do not cheat in any way. So in any case, Safe Assign checks every paper that you upload into Blackboard, and we know as faculty what you have copied and pasted and not copied and pasted. And you'll be able to see that too when you upload it. So in any case, make sure you don't cheat, and we won't have to worry about that. So I've got my file attached. I'm going to click Submit. And I know when I get that green assignment is complete, that I know it was successful. And this is where I will come in and grade it and post your grade into Blackboard. If you want to view your Safe Assign, it's in progress right now. It's actually checking this right here to see if it's plagiarized from any website or any papers that other students have submitted into Blackboard. It checks in both places. So after Safe Assign has ran its report, if you want to view your Safe Assign report, it will be right here, and it will actually show you and highlight what is plagiarized, and you better make sure that you have it cited, so that way you haven't cheated in any way. But in any case, that is the SmarterMeasure assignment. So you'll start out by taking the assessment on the web page, review your report, and then you'll come down here and review some of these resources and type your paper and submit that in Blackboard. And then you will be done, and I'll get your grade for that. It's worth 90 points. If you have any questions, just email me about that.